Welcome to another day of Ether Raids. We are taking on Asha here. Whoa, that was so hype. I liked that opening. That was really good.
Good morning.
And this is our first opportunity to use the Desert Ike team that I've been talking about. I've been hyping it up pretty much. So here it is. It's not that great of a team in the sense that this isn't like the best, we could probably drop Rune, and Malice doesn't need to be here either. Gato is only here for the AoE damage reduction, so there's a lot of pieces here that if you want to build it to be a little bit more specific, if you're not looking to counter Sigurd, you can make this team even better than it is, or a team surrounding Ike even better than this one. But since we're looking to, show them off, I figured these are my most invested mythics for light season. So Asker's here, so this is my highest scoring team essentially, so that's why Asker's here. Asker doesn't need to be here either. I'm trying to get all the status effects here, just so that I can have them at max buffs, and then throw them out here, because I'm not sure if I'm going to get another opportunity to use this team. I was actually thinking of scrapping this team altogether because it wasn't getting any play so far this week. We only have 1 day left. I got 2 matches today, but after that there's only 1 day left, so I was thinking of scrapping the team just because I haven't used it so far. So I'm like, and I'll probably scrap it after this week as well. It's not really I don't really know what I'm gonna bench this Ike in all honesty. Outside of SD, which I don't particularly want to use, I like his status effect. The problem is the team composition that I have to build him around. He would be the frontliner, or he'd be a support. And if he's a support, then it means that I have another infantry frontliner, and it's kind of detrimental a lot of the times to have 2 infantry frontliners on a SD team, because then you run out of slots for role compression, or it becomes even more difficult to role compress the remaining roles, because you need a flyer, someone to provide guidance support, and you need a far save, and so that's 4, and then you need a nuke, at least 1 range tank, 1 range nuke. So it's not giving a lot of options in that essence, but it is doable if you wanted to. I think I was really trying to partner him with Tamara, because I think his support is fantastic on her. One of the things that she wants to avoid is getting doubled. Tamara is such an interesting unit. She really does not want to lose speed trek. Look at this man. I think this is Felix is probably one of the most popular CYL winners, just because of what he does. I don't think I've seen this many +10 Brave Felixes, Brave units so early on. Yes, there were quite a few like Edelgard and Erica and stuff, but I think Felix is probably the most common one because he's just so good. For the life of me, I've just never been able to pull a New Year's Asker. I just keep trying, but he does not like me apparently, because I skipped him on his initial banner because I thought he was mid. I picked up Reagan instead, who ended up being a bust. But yeah, that turned out to be one of the few mistakes that I've made thus far. Not regrettably at this point, since he has pretty much fallen off in terms of just what he's capable of doing, but I think he'll get a pretty nuts refine, so looking forward to that. Should be a couple of years, maybe 2028. Who knows if the game will still be going by then. Trying to figure out, I actually wanted to get Ike onto that trap there, but Peony's all the way over in the corner, so there's no way for me to really maneuver. I didn't give her the Sigurd ring, or she doesn't have it currently at least, so there's no way for me to maneuver over there. So I'm gonna have to find some other way to figure this out, or just change my strategy altogether. I wanted Ike to bait everything, and the best spot would have been right below Felix there, but I don't think it's going to be possible just because of the setup here. So we'll see how it goes, and then take it from there. Great defense in the sense that,
Time to make a
strong units, but I'd probably swap out Violet at this point. I don't know if you get a lot of, it's base kit. Probably don't get a lot of mileage out of that. Well, it's +10, so I could also just be wrong. And you don't want Loretha as a frontliner. He's not he dies a lot. So you don't want him as a frontliner. Asker is also, for a flyer, you could probably tap Asker there. That's pretty easy. So yeah, a lot of openings in the frontliners here aren't the strongest, is really what I'm getting at. Probably would want to swap a near save in here instead, but whatever. So what was I saying?
I agree.
So yeah, I was thinking of Tamara. So yeah, Desert Ike plus Tamara I find is a really good team combination. The thing that makes it actually usable is the frozen effect. So it's not necessarily Desert Ike himself, but the status effect. You don't want it like the way that Hrid does it, where he inflicts that status effect on the opponent, because that's really more of a player phase. You want Tamara to have that status effect in the enemy phase. So a lot of times when the foe is attacking into her, you can cleanse that effect by just doing a dance or refreshing, whatever the case may be, and then it's gone, and Tamara no longer benefits from the status effect. Ike's, however, his status, whenever this gets passed on to someone else, the frozen thing that Ike does, Desert Ike, it's going to be really, really powerful for units like Tamara, speedy Omni tanks, or speedy frontliners in general. It doesn't really benefit slow units that much, but for the fast ones that just don't want to get hit twice, it really helps them out. The question that I still have, I haven't had the time, I've had the time, I just keep forgetting to test it. I want to see if it's actual speed or if it's just a number. Reason being, because let's say that you get outsped, right? I don't know how to describe it, but let's say you get outsped and you have like damage reduction from something like dodge, 50%, 40%, whatever the case may be. Some of the speedy units will take a hit, and they don't get any of that speed-based damage reduction, so it's way more damage. But then, is the status effect, the plus 10 or whatever, is it like, does it add on to your actual speed so you're more likely to get the dodge? Is what the damage reduction from dodge is? See, this is what I didn't want to happen here. I wanted Ike to actually be the one to fight Felix here, but unfortunately, assigned decoy. And again, Malice has. I keep forgetting to tell people. They've been asking me about the build that I have on Malice. No C Echo. She actually has that. I keep forgetting to mention that. She has no C Echo, which is a big part of her being usable in Ather raids in AR. Outside of Ather raids, it doesn't really matter that much. It doesn't really. It's really just for AR. So keep that in mind. If you want to build Malice, you probably want to get no C Echo on her as well. That probably goes for most Omni tanks or frontliners. You really do. It's beneficial to have no C Echo as a frontliner. It's really beneficial to have. But there you go. You saw Ike do some stuff. Not exactly as much as I would have wanted him to do, but we take what we can get. Probably gonna bench the Steam afterwards because I just haven't been able to use it so far. It's just been a Malice showcase this week. She's been doing pretty much everything. Wondering why Ike isn't doubling here. That's kind of insane. He should be outspeeding Embla there, but I don't know, man. Yeah, so I don't know if it's real speed, if it adds on to the amount needed so that you can get your speed-based damage reduction, is what I'm saying, in essence. So yeah, that's the one thing that I'm concerned about, but otherwise, someone like Tamara really benefits from that status effect that gives her the frozen to make it more difficult for her to get doubled, because she doesn't want to get doubled. Some of the situations that she was dying in is, a lot of times, is either she was getting doubled or it's really hard for her to win speed matchups, which is so weird. Her stat distributions make it look like she has more geared towards speed, but really a lot of it is in her defense. She can be fast, but in terms of like comparisons, I don't think she's the highest in terms of a speed threshold in comparison to some of the actual fast units like Marita, Ira, if you get her to like plus 10, and Felix definitely can be faster than her as well. So yeah, Tamara does not want to get doubled, so I think that status effect is fantastic on her. And then it just pairs so well with her being able to do damage. She doesn't need the follow-up attack. If she missed the follow-up attack, that's fine. But she doesn't want to get doubled. So that's why I was partnering her and Desert Ike. But like I said, you don't want 2 infantry frontliners on your main team. You lose a lot of threat range like that, unless you're relying on some type of warp support, which is so hard to utilize when Barricade is legitimately everywhere because the 2 strongest tanks in the game are beast units, and they have access to that. And now we have Rhea, who is also incredibly tanky. So having warp support in SD, it's really just to get you into the box. Once you're in the box, you pretty much just have to walk up to the enemy. You can't warp to them anymore. Which brings me to the banner and papayas. Yes, we have now finally a decent alt or a decent version of Yunaka. The Christmas version was, I mean, it's alright for the time, but it was never going to hold up. As soon as we started getting better tanks, she fell off right away, and now we actually have a version of Yunaka that is potentially going to be usable a little bit longer than the one that we got initially, and I still think that she is going to be my main pick for female Brave next year, or maybe I'll put some votes towards Anna. I think to leave out one of the Asker drills would be a bit cruel, so I might throw some votes towards Anna for next CYL if that's what we want to do as a community, if we decide to do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to vote for Yunaka again because I still want her to get a Brave version. Oh, I was looking at the ages for some of the engaged characters, and it really makes Yunaka's Christmas alt a little bit weird because she's supposed to be 14. What happened between with the okay, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, and then there's also some of them were really surprising. Like Yunaka's 21, and I was like, whoa, she's not a child. I thought all of them were like 8 or 10 because that's what Japanese protagonists that's what Japanese writers like to do with their protagonists and characters, and they like to make them like 15 to 14 for immersion, for kids game. They like to do that. Ike is missing the kill here. I kind of want him to one-shot, but he's not doing it, so we'll just take what we can get. So that was surprising that Yunaka was 21. And then Clan and Fram, I thought they were like 8 and 9. Turns out they're 16 and 15, I believe. I didn't realize that Clan, the guy, was that old. He looks like a child, so that really caught me. And then Alir is like 18, 17, somewhere around there. So a lot of the ages are a lot more than I expected. That was quite a surprise. You should check it out. You'll see some interesting distributions there in terms of age. But let's play another one, man. GG's. Alright, so we got our second match against Korapi here, and we got our first, is this our first? I think our first Rhea sighting. Valentine's Rhea. I really love the alts in terms of just mother-daughter. Totally, it was a really great choice. Just the combination of units there. So, looking at what we're fighting here, my biggest concern was the fact that Lorather is kind of in an awkward position. And also, Ike here will not be able to take out that Valentine's Edelgard. So there's no point in me trying to use Ike here. He fails to kill. He does survive because, bonus stats, but he fails to kill her, and she has the Celica ring. So she's just going to keep warping all over the place, and that does not sound like a fun time for me. That sounds like an automatic loss. So we're going to use the Malice team instead. My biggest concern here is Rhea and the miracle effects. I'm trying to find a spot here that is outside of Rhea's range, but still relatively close enough to be able to bait the units that I would like to have initiate. So we got the edge here of Makaya's range, and that seems to be the range for Lucina, who is my biggest concern. If we can get Lucina away from Rhea, that's actually preferable. So I kind of see a spot that I'm going to go to get all of that into play. And then we should be able to also get Edelgard from that spot as well. Malice here is going to be doing all the work here. Should be pretty fine to wrap this up with her. So I just gotta set it up so that it works properly. Now, also, again, man, Fjorm is just like, in this meta where Tree Man is everywhere, I feel like Fjorm is just your best pick. Yes, she has fallen off in terms of like some of the nukes that are out there can outspeed her, which is never great. Looking at Claude does outspeed her, but she can one-shot him anyways. Well, also, he doesn't do enough damage for it to matter. He outspeeds this version of Fjorm as well as her Ice Stripe version, but he just doesn't do enough damage unless he's quadding, then maybe. But otherwise, he just doesn't do enough damage for it to matter the fact that she loses that speed check. On his first attack and his follow-up attack, he just doesn't do it. He's like the numbers, he's doing like 60 to 70 to 80 damage, and it's just like 10 and 12. So I don't know, man. But yeah, I feel like this is the perfect meta for Fjorm. If you have your Fjorm, she works really well in light season now. Not that she, well, Sanaki, so that was a time. Ninja Sanaki was not the time to be using Fjorm, but Ninja Sanaki is over, so Fjorm can kind of come back out of the closet now. She's our friend again. And best user of Shield Fighter was, I think you've been seeing it all week, and she has had Shield Fighter thus far. I picked it up a couple, like last month, I think, on whenever Ice Fjorm got her special, her banner, no, double special banner run. That's when I picked it up. So yeah, just been rocking out with this. It's going to be interesting with the matchup against Lucina, and then we're going to get the follow-up with what's her face? Micaiah. Both of which we should be fine because Micaiah is not going to be doing 200 damage, and that's about the amount that she would need. She doesn't have her special pre-charge, so as long as it's not 200, we should be Gucci. Ooh. Concern, she attacked from in front of Rhea. That's not great. I did not calculate that right. I was hoping she would go the other direction, so Miracle here might be really bad for us. Let's see. That's way more than I thought it would be. Ooh, okay, the Miracle didn't proc. The Miracle did not. Was that like a... How are you doubling me? How are you getting a second attack? What is going... Is this a speed... Are you winning? No way you're winning the speed check. Crux. But I have full null follow-up. That shouldn't work like that. How was she able to get the double there, even though I have full null follow-up and I'm faster? Is there a second layer Crux there? I don't think so.
Money.
Yep, about what I expected. Yo, that Miracle thing was... And here comes Edelgard. So this is one of the main reasons as well that I wanted to ensure that I was outside, because if... I knew I was going to double, but if she got the Miracle, that would have been really annoying. So far, everyone seems to be dying, even though they're kind of within range of Rhea. I don't understand what's going on. I'm going to check after this this round of matchups here. But as you can see, Malice does exactly what I told you that she would do. She does not suffer any fools from Edelgard. She pretty much destroys her. What was going on there? Oh, okay. It's only if they initiate. It's only enemy phase Miracle. Huh.
What now?
I thought it was full Miracle, like Ymir, but it's only in the enemy phase, which is actually turns out to actually work quite a bit in my favor. But I thought it was full Miracle where player phase or enemy phase you get the one, because I would have been dead there. Fjorm would have died definitely, which would have sucked.
Gotcha.
But that worked out in my favor. Did not anticipate that. But from here we should be Gucci. I'm just gonna go up there and get the pots and then call it a day.
Is it time?
And yeah, definitely learned something there. We escaped the clutches of death. That much I am certain of. But yeah, let's make our way up to the pots. What else? Otherwise, what was I saying before this? Hold on. Oh yeah, let's finish my thought on... So, my thought on Desert Ike. I think what will happen, or the best thing about him, is that he introduced a status effect that's actually bananas. That half-frozen status effect, Defrost. I think once that gets placed on like a ranged cav or a ranged flyer, melee, whatever the case may be, anything that has 3 movement, that support is going to be insane to pass off as a status effect to someone like Tamara. Hopefully she hasn't fallen off completely by then, but yeah, once we get someone that isn't infantry, is not infantry, with that status effect that Desert Ike has, that will be like one of the biggest support effects that Tamara will appreciate, or units like Tamara will appreciate, who don't necessarily reach the maximum, the highest of speed stats, but still get pretty close. Thinking about like someone like Diamant. Oh my god, there was a matchup. Ninja Diamant. I had a matchup against him with Christmas Shez. He was plus 10, fully kitted out, and Shez could not outspeed him. I was not getting the quad. And yeah, he's a lot faster than he looks. So yeah, him and Tamara really would appreciate that status effect to be on a unit that can actually provide that is more geared towards support, or is just more mobile. Ike really that's the support on Ike is really a hindrance. I don't like it because of the fact that he's infantry. You could give him Brutal Tempest. I think that's actually preferred skill, but he has that 3 spaces condition where he needs someone in 3 spaces to be able to do work. I'm very surprised at the damage output that I had against that Rhea just now. That is quite disappointing. We're gonna have to figure this out then, since I was planning on getting the pots, but it looks like Rhea is gonna be sticking around for a bit because I'm not able to take her out currently. So we're gonna take some turns and see what's going on here with this Rhea. But yeah, I really think Desert Ike support on a different unit is going to be fantastic. Some type of flyer, maybe some type of infantry, melee cav, something like that will really benefit from Desert Ike support. Benefit from having Desert Ike's support effects. And then outside of that, I don't really think it really benefits his support really benefits anyone else aside from the units that I mentioned currently. I think everyone else we have is fast enough. They don't really need it. Like Erica, Alir is very fast. You wouldn't really need that support. He doesn't get doubled, once he's in that ball. He doesn't get doubled quite often. Probably for older units that are no longer able to meet the speed check, it'll be beneficial there. So that's a great addition in that regards. I like that. And then I think it comes back now to the banner that we got. What is up with this, right? Oh, okay. So she's hitting the scowl before I hit my special. So I'm not getting Gust. Which would be the majority of my damage.
Time to make a profit.
It's not even that. It's... The Gust is... Yeah. So this is going to be a problem then. I think I'm probably going to have to player phase her. But... she is actually healing for it. Right. She's healing, which is... Yo, her B skill, this Rhea... initially when I was talking about her, I was like, yo, her B skill is actually not that great. And it's really more of... That was really more of me... remembering the past with some of the other like Fallen Rhea, and then her other version that was actually in the game. Her B skill just was not the greatest, but this one is actually good, which is kind of unfortunate because ranged up. What am I saying? She's an armored unit, so it won't last forever. You kind of wanted. Well, I guess you kind of wanted this on the first Rhea that came out, the Fallen Rhea. Her B skill, you kind of wanted that on Fallen Rhea, and it's not inheritable. That's really what I meant to say. The fact that it's not inheritable means that, I'm like, she's healing for 20. That's insane. I was just getting, this has healing in it too. No, it's not here. This is the miracle stuff. Where is it? There it is. Okay. Oh, so yeah, again, this B skill is a lot better than I initially gave it credit for. I was ready to swap it out for like Slick Fighter or, man, she's still surviving. And she's gonna heal 20 again. This is really annoying. So basically, her plus anyone that gives out healing, like Dosage or Nurgle's healing thing, Essence Drain, means probably just make her on kill. I was thinking like she needed Mystic Boost or one of the twin saves that give
Let's
healing,
make some
so that's
money.
plus 17 every time. But just Neithar, she's just not dying. She's literally not dying. This is really annoying. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get that pot because I think I might need triangle attack, or at least dual strike. Oh, I gotta break the dual hindrance. She's a dual unit. Oh, annoying. Okay, we only have one more enemy phase left. By my calculations, it is looking like we will miss the pot. Yeah, the scowl is actually a pain, and she's gonna end up healing back to full health pretty much, because she's healing 20 after every combat. Yo, her bonus season is gonna be annoying then, because how do you're gonna need fatal smoke at least. Yeah, you're gonna need fatal smoke to deal with this. Well, it's melee, so Ather. Aside from Ather, that's Astra Animal. What do we got for light and dark season? We don't have. You're gonna need to bring a unit that specifically has fatal smoke to deal with this Freya. Because otherwise she's not gonna die, and that unit will need to survive. So sweep effects, melee unit with a sweep effect, range unit with a sweep effect with miracle. No, not range, melee. Well, it depends on who you're initiating with.
We'll do our best.
But definitely fatal smoke for her bonus season. My God. All right, yo, we're gonna try to pop this dual strike here. See if we can get the KO on this Freya. If I do, I'm probably gonna take it because I don't think I'll be able to whittle her down on the next phase. I don't want to gamble it, so we're gonna pop the dance. Really lucky that this is 7 by. Wow, is this really 7?
Let us begin.
Yeah, we should have enough units here to potentially make it work. So let's see. Dance with Peony.
Maybe this way.
Sigurd Ring Kanto. Like, yo, Sigurd Ring is just goated. So, alright, let's pop the duo. Good thing I sent him up there. Because I was gonna wait, but I decided to send him up there to get the pots. I could have even sent Gutso up there, and that would have sucked because, you know, positioning, breaking the structure. Imagine if I didn't send anyone up there. I wouldn't have been able to break the dual structure. So, yeah. Did not see this happening. Let's pop this.
We'll settle this
right now. What are we looking at here?
Time to make a profit.
Okay, there we go. Definitely needed the dual strike. Alright, so the problem now is I don't think I'm going to be able to get that last spot because the dual strike is not going to be enemy phase.
Is it time?
I have to use it this turn. Well, I have to attack this turn since I popped the skill. Because if I don't attack, I won't be able to get it the next turn. I could wait on the other Neithauger to attack, and then, you know, maybe I don't think she gets her effect if she's by herself, so that would have been an option, but I don't think I would have had enough to be able to take her out, so I think doing this is probably the right choice. And there's only one more day left, so yeah, yeah, it's fine. We don't need both bots here. We can survive off the just one.
Is it time?
And then set up like this. Yo, the fact that she was healing so much, it was really annoying, man. I did not expect that to happen. And I've actually been using her quite a bit. Like, I've been experimenting with some builds on her just to see what her best use case is. I said that, you know, she'd be terrible as a far save, but I was wrong. She can actually do it, man. She has been yeah, she's been doing some jobs, man, especially against like Micaiah and stuff. So you can give her a shot there. There's a specific build, but I won't mention it right now because I don't want to fight it, so I'm not going to talk about it. But there's a build that you can run on her that makes her pretty much unkillable with the right support. So yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it because I don't want people knowing. Maybe if you already know, then great, but I'm not telling you because I don't want to deal with it. It'll be way more annoying than the snakes.
Cool down.
To be honest, it's gonna be way more annoying than the snakes. That's unfortunate that she died, but luckily we get out of this one, man. GG's. That was a tough match. See you in the next one.